I just wish Eric's penis was bigger." The woman who said that was my wife of 6 years, Christine. She didn't know it, but I was a mere 3 feet away when I accidentally heard her talking over the phone. My guts froze at hearing her. She crippled every shred of dignity I ever had, and I just stood there looking like a pathetic fool, cursing God for making me the way I was and wishing someone would wake me up from this terrible nightmare. So why do I share this story with you? You see, even though it was one of the most painful moments I had to endure, it forced me to go on a quest that changed everything in my life, and the life of tens of thousands of men all over the world. A quest where I would try every single product on the market, including the most dangerous ones, just to find something, anything that would help me fix my problem. And eventually led me to uncover the real reason why these useless gadgets and dangerous pills will never, in a million years, work for anyone. A truth hidden until now by the male enhancement industry, whose entire business relies on men like me and you continuing to buy their snake oil products. You see, despite what they've led us to believe, the reason why you haven't been able to achieve spectacular growth has nothing to do with your genes, your age, or the fact that God made you this way, but is instead down to a little-known yet highly dangerous chemical blockage happening inside your brain right now. It's preventing your body from sending growth signals to your reproductive system and causing almost irreversible damage to your manhood. And according to a recent groundbreaking research published in the National Library of Medicine, is the real root cause of why men haven't been able to grow their penis. But as bad as it sounds, there is a solution to this. Using a simple 1-minute ritual before bedtime, you can eliminate this blockage, stop it from damaging your reproductive system, and treat and repair any harm it created. This amazing breakthrough not only saved me from a life of humiliation, degradation, and shame, but in just a few weeks generated an explosive growth of my penis, from a petty 4.1 inches, as it was measuring before, to a scandalous full 9.2 inches, without any dangerous surgery, expensive drugs, or painful exercises. And even more, it helped me get stronger, longer-lasting erections, while I lost 28 pounds of that ugly belly fat, got firmer cut muscles, and even restored some of the hair I had lost over the years, leaving my wife in complete and utter shock, down to her knees, begging me to forgive and come back to her. So if you've ever wished there was a simple and safe way to naturally increase your penis size by up to 4 inches, giving you the power to satisfy any woman that you'll ever take to bed, making her literally crave you with deep down emotional desire every time she takes your pants off, then this is the most important video you'll ever watch. And all I need from you is to give me your full, undivided attention and watch this presentation until the very end. Because the ones that pay full attention are the only ones who will get the results. And you need to know that you won't find this information anywhere else on the web. Other men will be ashamed to tell you about it. Your best buddies might have even seen it, but they'll never admit it to you. Because this message is controversial. 100% accurate, but controversial. And the multi-billion-dollar male enhancement conglomerates that make huge profits from the frustration and shame of many men out there, together with their cohort of greedy execs, know this video could destroy their company's bottom lines. That's why they are desperately trying to bury this presentation as deep as possible, ensuring that millions of average men who really need this solution may never be able to see it. But you are here, and that tells me they haven't succeeded, at least for now. So, take me dead serious when I tell this to you. This video will not be up for long. That's why you need to stop what you're doing, close your other tabs, open a notepad, and get ready to take some notes. Because in just a few weeks from now, you'll have in your pants, or maybe out of your pants, a bigger, stronger, firmer standing and attention penis that will literally light up any woman's eyes with pleasure, even when you're not having an erection. And you can achieve all that without any expensive pills, dangerous pumps, or life-threatening surgery, and no matter what the current size of your penis really is. This formula has obliterated everything health specialists know about penis growth. Some men call this a miracle from nature. Other experts say it will be the next big thing on the market over the coming year. And 88,972 men and counting simply enjoy the new life that has been given to them. Take a look at what they are saying.
This is kind of embarrassing, but I never had a real girlfriend until I tried your program, Mark. All the women I've ever been with have laughed at my size after a while. They're not laughing anymore, I can tell you that. My penis is now 3.4 inches bigger, and my new girlfriend just can't get enough of it. Thank you so much.
My manhood is literally 3.2 inches bigger. I never thought this was possible, let alone to do it in 14 days. This is a miracle solution for men. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I saw your program and I got this for my husband. And both of us, we were shocked to see how well your solution works. His penis size grew by 2.8 inches in just days. Although I must admit I'm the one that enjoys this the most, to all women out there, do your men a favor. Do yourself a favor. Get this program now.
We receive hundreds of messages like this every day. At one point, the success stories were coming in so fast that I thought our servers were going to explode. Men of all ages, from as young as 20 to even a few 80-year-old gents, told us how well this program has worked for them. And as this formula has worked for them, I make you a pledge, it will work for you too. Now, if all this sounds good to you, then you must continue watching this presentation because your life is soon about to change forever. But first, it's time I introduce myself properly. Hi, my name is Eric Ellis, and today I have an embarrassing story to share with you. Ever since I was a little boy, I've seen and heard men talking and competing against each other over whose package was the biggest. I didn't pay too much attention to it at first, since all my relationships at that time were purely platonic. Add that to the fact that back then I thought my Johnson was pretty big for a boy of my age. But time moved on, I jumped through high school, and somehow my manhood didn't catch up as much as I wished it did. It didn't bother me much at that time, especially since I managed to get a few girlfriends. I always thought other guys and girls were making fun of me because of the way I dressed or talked, but as I was about to find out, they were making fun of how small my penis actually was. Apparently, some of the girls that I managed to sleep with talked to each other, and let's just say they weren't happy with what they found down there. Not long after that, I wasn't getting any girls to go out with me, no matter how much I tried. But as crushing as it was back then, it didn't matter, because right then I met Christine. She never said anything, and I never said anything either. Soon we were just another happily married couple. Or so I thought. Until right on our anniversary night, when I accidentally heard her complaining about how disappointed she was about my penis size. I started wondering if she was telling the truth. Maybe of all the men she's had in her life, I was the one that had the smallest. I started thinking that maybe others could satisfy her better. I even started questioning my own identity. Why did she choose me? And why did she stay with me for all those years? Maybe she was even cheating on me with other, bigger men and was only staying with me out of pity. My legs started shaking. My heart felt like it was going to beat through my chest, and I almost crashed on the floor. In just seconds, she shattered everything I ever knew about myself. I couldn't say a word for the rest of the evening. I just stood there, giving fake smiles to everyone. But the night passed, everyone left, and there we were, just the two of us. I just had to say something to her because I was boiling on the inside. I need to ask you a question. What's wrong, honey? Have you ever wished I had a bigger penis? All of a sudden, her face turned red, and she went to the kitchen pretending to do something for what seemed like a lifetime of awkward silence. Well, are you going to answer me? I said while raising my voice, obviously angry. Why would you say that? She said. Let me ask you something else then. Do you think my penis is big enough? What's with all these questions? What happened? She replied. Damn it, Christine, answer me. I just couldn't help myself, so I yelled at her. She was obviously trying to avoid my question, and we both knew something was wrong. Well, I think your penis is big enough for me, she said. I heard you on the phone early this evening, Christine. You said that you wished I had a bigger penis, I said to her. At that point, she burst into tears and ran upstairs to our bedroom. I slept on the couch that night, and the night after. We didn't speak for days. We were like two strangers pretending everything was all right, trying to live in the same house. But the truth is, Christine was right to say those things about my penis. Now, maybe at some point in your life you faced a similar situation, or at least always suspected something was wrong. And the worst part is, if you don't do something about it, at some point they will leave you or cheat on you with a more endowed man. And most of them will never tell you what's wrong. It's big enough for me. That's what they'll always say, just so they don't hurt your feelings. Or worse, they start laughing with their friends about how poorly endowed you are, and unless you don't do something about it, it will only get worse. It will ruin every single relationship you ever get into. And I knew that. And I swore to myself I wasn't going to let this ruin my marriage, and I promised I'd do anything I have to fix my problem. And what followed was an incredible and dangerous journey. Because I swore to myself I would try every product on the market, no matter how risky or life-threatening it would be. Anything that would guarantee me a bigger manhood. At first, I started reading forums, medical journals, and even talked to some of the men who shared my story, just to see if any of them found a working solution. I bought a ton of pills and tried them. I even paid a small fortune to one of those fake tribal gurus that promised me I would regain my manhood with some weird and dangerous technique learned from his ancestors. And all I got in return at the end of the day was a waste of money and time. I was frustrated and furious that nothing worked. It felt like I was running out of time, and everyone seemed to want to profit on my bad fortune of having a small penis. But as I was about to give up, I remembered that night when I accidentally heard my wife on the phone saying she wished I had a bigger penis. I certainly wasn't going to give up now. So while I was researching for some solutions on how to grow your penis, I saw an old Indian exercise of exponential growing your penis. I'll admit I was scared because there were a lot of disclaimers on this technique and said it could be very painful. Had I only known this life-saving formula at that moment, it would have saved me from a lot of trouble over the upcoming days. But I was desperate. It cost me $3,000 to get access to the videos, which was a small price to pay for my humiliation. So I decided to give it a try. And for the first few days, I didn't feel anything, except for the fact that it hurt me every time I was doing it. But I didn't care, so I moved on with it and pushed harder. One day, I started seeing some results, but they were definitely not as advertised. So I pushed even harder and harder. Now all I remember afterwards is waking up half dead in the ambulance as they were rushing me to the ICU, and there was this old lady staring at me, whispering something to her colleague. "We may have to amputate his penis," she said. Then I blacked out. What followed was a month of extremely painful recovery, and to be honest, shame every time I would see that nurse coming to check my little guy. I had lost all hope and didn't think I was ever going to find a solution to my problem. But what happened next completely changed my life and led me to uncover the real cause of the small penis syndrome and a little-known natural formula that increased my penis size up to 9.2 inches in just a few weeks. As I sat there on the hospital bed, I stumbled across a strange German website which I managed to read with Google Translate. It said something like this: over a period of 6 months, 423 men from Europe and America have used this formula and increased their penises between 3 to 4.6 inches. The page also talked about what they claimed to be the real cause of small penis syndrome and why men aren't able to grow their manhood. I was intrigued. At the end, they mentioned the author of this article, a German professor who I'll call Jan to protect his identity. So I kept looking on the page for a way to contact this professor, and I found what it seemed like a long overseas phone number. After a couple rings, someone answered in German. "Hello? Is this Professor Jan? I would like to talk with you about your study. Do you speak English?" I said, hoping that he'll understand me. "Please don't call this number again. You're with them," the voice on the other end said with a German accent. And then he hung up on me. Who's them? I kept asking myself. And why was he so rude to me? Another fail. Maybe it was just meant to be, for me to be alone and miserable for the rest of my life, for women to laugh at me if any of them got to see my penis ever again. You see, there comes a time in a man's life that no matter how strong and manly you think you are, you just break. With my last shreds of hope, I decided that if this professor wouldn't answer my call, then I might as well try texting him. "I don't know who them are. I want to know more about your study. Please help me," I texted him. I kept waiting and nothing. I must say, it was the most excruciating period of my life, until I saw a reply from the same German phone number. "I saw your message. I'm in Germany right now, so if you want to meet, you must come here," the professor said. Now, Jan is not the usual professor you'd want to meet anywhere. He's the guy that doctors come to when they deal with severe urinary and penis infections. In fact, despite my first impression, he was a very nice guy, but he also had a deep, dark secret. He told me that until recently, he used to work as a consultant for one of the Fortune 500 pharmaceutical companies that make drugs similar to Viagra. So we started talking. I told him about my problem, about what my wife said, and how I've been trying to find a solution ever since. "I will help you, but you must not tell them," he said. "Who are these people that you keep referring to as them?" I asked him, obviously intrigued. Now, this is the part of the story that I'll call reality, and I must admit, although I always started laughing at conspiracy theories and called everyone crazy, Jan's story made me understand how profits can control a man's life. He told me how a few years ago he was invited to speak at a conference about male enhancement supplements and their impact on men all around the world. His trip was paid by the same big pharma company he was working for. What he didn't know back then was that the main sponsors of this conference were two big male enhancement companies, partners with his employer. What they didn't know about Jan was that he was completely against using any tool, pump, or dangerous drug, and believed in the idea that any man can naturally solve almost all his male-related problems. In fact, as he later found out, the big pharma company only hired him because they wanted to silence and control him, while he thought they wanted to do good in the world. So you can imagine how that speech went. A short time after that, he was fired from his job and started receiving weird calls from lawyers threatening to sue him. His research funding was gone in the blink of an eye. They literally scraped his name from the medical journals. "It's all because of their obscene profits," Jan said. "They are making so much money, they just can't let anyone ruin that. It's not about winning for them. I'm afraid they've already won." Obviously, I was furious about what he said. "Then what about your study? What about all those men?" I asked. I wanted to prove those big companies wrong. I wanted to show them there was a better, safer way. But when I went to them, they didn't want to see me. I guess they weren't interested in an easy fix, he said. So I created this experiment with 423 male participants, where I'd give each and every one a daily small dose of certain natural ingredients. After each day, they'd have to report how they felt, and more importantly, my assistant would come and measure their manhood. She is very pretty, so some of them got anxious, but after a few weeks of constant adjustments to the formula, they started seeing the results. Out of 423 men, we had 422 that have seen an increase in their penis length and girth from 1.2 inches to 4.6 inches, depending on the individual. What Jan was saying amazed me, but I couldn't help wonder asking him what happened to that one guy that didn't get his big penis. He quit after 2 days, saying he doesn't think it would work for him, Jan said. I actually started laughing and wondered if the other ones ever called him to tell him the good news. But my problem was far from being solved. That's when Jan handed me a piece of paper that had some ingredients written on it. Take it. I don't need it anymore. It only got me in trouble, Jan said. I was so excited I even forgot to thank him. Looking at the ingredients, I saw something called Eurycoma longifolia written on the piece of paper. What the heck is that? I asked Jan. It's one of the powerful ingredients that block this chemical compound called PM2.5 from entering your brain and stopping it from raising your testosterone levels, which ultimately results in a smaller penis, he added. You see, this is where things get very interesting, as Jan explained to me how this formula works and why it's so powerful. Here's why most men that will ever try to increase their penis will ultimately fail, Jan said to me. So we all know that in order for your penis to grow, you need your testosterone levels to be high. The lower they are, especially when you are a child, the smaller your penis is. Now, some men are born with a big penis, other men are not so fortunate. But if you think this is because nature intended it to be, you couldn't be more wrong. You see, ever since you were a child, your brain has told your body to make this hormone called testosterone, which, amongst other things, grows your penis. But somehow this process stopped as you got older, and up until now, science thought it was just nature's way. But is in fact all related to this dangerous chemical compound found on every corner of the planet that blocks your brain's ability to signal your body to grow your penis. Actually, this was recently featured in a groundbreaking research led by a team of French scientists and published in the National Library of Medicine and many other medical journals. It's unnatural and it's sickening that this happens to millions of men. Then Jen started explaining to me about this chemical compound. Particulate matter, also known as PM2.5, is a mix of extremely small particles and liquid droplets. They are emitted by fuel burning and various industrial sources, but then get into the air where they are inhaled by us. Now, this affects many other parts of the human body, but it's extremely dangerous to the male reproductive system. These particles are almost invisible. They have a diameter of 2.5 micrometers, which is about 3% of the diameter of the human hair. Scientists are just beginning to understand what exactly makes PM2.5 so harmful, but a major reason is that it's so small and contains toxic metals. Its size allows it to penetrate the lungs, enter your bloodstream, and then go directly to your brain. Now, usually our brain is very smart. It is something called the brain-blood barrier, which filters out the bad stuff and only allows the good stuff to go in. But the problem is, since this chemical is so small, it manages to get past this barrier, weakens it, and causes an inflammatory reaction inside your brain. This ultimately causes a chain reaction, which prevents your brain from signaling your body to start producing those essential growth hormones for your penis. So, unless this insidious process is stopped, your penis remains small throughout your life. And the truth is, some children have a weaker immune system when they are born, so they are affected by this particle worse than others. Take a look at this chart, Jan said. Testosterone levels are now 30 times lower than they were 50 years ago, and they continue to rapidly decrease. Now take a look at this chart that measures the pollution rate since 1960. As you can see, pollution is off the charts. And the problem is simple, yet no one had the will or were interested in tackling it because they were too busy sucking money out of your pockets. The PM2.5 particle enters your bloodstream, weakens your brain's natural defense system, settles inside your nervous system where it triggers an inflammatory process, and once this happens, your brain can't signal your body to produce growth hormones. The same hormones that are ultimately responsible for the growth of your penis. Now, I don't want to scare you, but this is a problem that many men don't take seriously until it's already too late. Not only does it block any chance of growing your penis, but it causes long-term damaging effects, such as memory loss and other brain-related diseases. And you need to hurry, because as time goes by and the weaker this brain barrier gets, the harder it will be for you to flush this chemical out of your body and ultimately regrow your penis and repair the damage it has caused. I was shocked. So what can I do about it? I asked him. The good news is that based on recent research and studies, certain organic compounds help you destroy this chemical. Now, in order for this to be effective, they need to be combined in the right quantities and sourced from the right places to maintain high quality and purity. Once you have this final combination, you will hold in your hands the ultimate penis growth formula, something that most men will never know about, Jen said to me. He also said that I needed to try as many combinations as possible to fine-tune the formula and make it work. Seeing me trying so helplessly to win this battle, he finally agreed to help me. He already had an insight on where to start, since for the last 12 years it's been his main focus. Hearing all this, I was very excited and anxious at the same time. The things Jan said made so much sense now, after I tried almost every penis growth product on the market, and after I failed more times than I can count. Now, the truth is, I was still looking for a solution to my small penis, and as Jen said, this experiment was extremely safe since the compounds are completely natural and the formula is 100% non-invasive. So I agreed to start the experiment. Now, I don't want you to get your hopes up. Your penis length and current situation will just make things harder in the beginning. That means we'll need a much stronger formula to fight off this toxic chemical and get at least 3 to 4 inches on your penis length, the professor said. I agreed, so we continued the experiment. Jan carefully selected specific natural ingredients, which during his long career found to be very effective against this damaging toxin, and also enable my brain to start producing growth hormones for my penis. He started creating many different combinations, and I would just eat and drink them. Some days I could see results down there, maybe less than an inch, but it would all get back to how it was the next morning. To be honest, at one point I wanted to just thank him and give up. But when Jan saw the disappointing look on my face, he said, "Now is not the time to give up. In fact, now is the time to move forward." All we needed was to test more ingredients until we found the right combination, something that would give long-term results that would last. Then the growing process would start. So we kept moving forward, and day by day, Jan would test more and more ingredient combinations on me. And then something incredible happened. As I was about to walk into the shower, my penis felt heavier than usual. Looking down there, I noticed there was at least an extra inch added to it. So I took the ruler and there it was. Finally, something seemed to work. So we kept on going, and each time I looked at my penis, the results I was seeing were incredible. After the initial increase, something amazing happened again. My penis was already up 2.2 inches to 6.5 inches. Then as time went by, I started seeing even a bigger increase. One morning I woke up and I was at 7.3 inches. Soon after, my penis was already 7.8 inches, and then it got even bigger. I was checking in at 8.2 inches. But I wanted to push it just a little longer, just to see what this formula is actually capable of. So a few weeks later, I was simply amazed that it was measuring a scandalous 9.4 inches. And that was the moment when I said I need to stop, because things were just getting too crazy. I couldn't believe my eyes. I just kept looking down there, shocked, and kept asking myself, why haven't I done this sooner? And then I realized that maybe it was meant to be. My wife couldn't believe it either. She thought I had surgery when she saw me taking my pants off. It took me some time to convince her that everything she was seeing was the result of an easy-to-follow natural solution that almost no one knows about. But while we were talking, I could see it in her eyes that she just couldn't wait to start playing with her new favorite toy. And oh boy, was I ever hard that night. So hard that at one point we had to stop as she could barely breathe. "This was the most amazing night of my life, Eric. Let's do it again," she said. Now let me tell you this, I will never forget that smile on my wife's face the next morning. She looked like she had been waiting her whole life to be satisfied like that. And to be honest, I've been waiting mine to not be ashamed about my package size. And I just couldn't believe that Jan's formula wasn't on the front page of every men's magazine by now. This was something that every man that has ever wished for a bigger penis should know about. So I called Jan and asked him what he thought about the idea of sharing a solution with other men out there that are desperately trying to find a solution. He was reluctant at first, after all that has happened to him, but I managed to convince him, and that it's all for the greater good. That someone has to stand up for all the lies and useless products that constantly resurface on the market. That's why we decided to only release this formula once we were 100% convinced that it will work for everyone. Sure, his study had already proven the success of this solution, and I could guarantee it myself as well. But now we were talking about millions of men out there. We just needed to be 100% sure. So we created a website where we shared all the research, the exact formula, plus all the easy-to-follow steps, then put up an ad and waited to see the results. It took a few days before the first message came in. It was a guy whose girlfriend had left him because, and I quote, he was just too tiny for her big needs. His package is now 3.9 inches bigger, and his new international model girlfriend couldn't be happier. Shortly after, we started receiving hundreds of messages from men all around the world. One guy had increased his penis by 3.4 inches to a monstrous 9.2 inches. Another one was finally able to satisfy his wife with his new 8.7 glorious penis. And there was Mark B. from California, whose penis is now measured at 8.9 inches. "Our work is not done yet, Eric," the professor said. "We realized that in order for us to really help every man out there, we needed to make this formula available on a global scale." So the professor talked to a few of his friends, and we found a natural supplements company that was willing to help us. "We need to be very careful with the quality of the ingredients, otherwise this will not work," he said. And I agreed. During the time he tested this formula on me, I tried hundreds of similar ingredients from different sources, and only some of them really worked. So we started sourcing for companies that only offer the purest ingredients. It was extremely difficult. It took us weeks until we found something reliable. I couldn't help but burst into tears when I saw the final product. Finally, men all over the world now have a chance to get the life they deserve. We called it GrowMax Pro. A completely natural formula that increases the size of your penis by more than 4.3 inches in less than a few weeks, no matter the current length and girth of your manhood, if you're 18 or even if you're 80 years old. This formula does one important thing for you, gets you a bigger, thicker, and stronger manhood. Each one of the ingredients we use to create this formula were selected for quality and purity, so you can benefit from maximum penis growth. Now, what's even more incredible is how this formula actually works. To make sure we only achieve the best results, we had to tackle this problem on multiple levels. First, we needed to make sure we flush out the PM 2.5 chemical out of your body. Second, we had to make sure your brain starts producing growth hormones. And finally, we had to make sure those growth hormones reach your penis so it can finally start growing. Now, here's something that has changed everything about penis enlargement. 12 independent labs from Europe and America have independently tested this on 1,382 men to make sure all the ingredients are high quality and 100% pure. This was indeed a medical breakthrough. Here's how the formula actually works. Stage 1, your blood-brain barrier gets strengthened and is able to stop the PM 2.5 particle from entering your nervous system. The reason why this dangerous chemical is able to reach your nervous system is because the brain barrier that was preventing it gets weakened. In order to stop this process, your body needs extremely powerful antioxidants. Antioxidants are substances that can repair the damage made by these chemicals and strengthen the barrier inside your brain. Now, what we wanted to achieve has never been done before. First, there had to be an extremely precise combination of vitamins B6, magnesium, and zinc to make sure the male growth hormone is properly stimulated. Then, we wanted these ingredients to have the power to detoxify your body and brain. Meet Rhodiola rosea, an incredible plant from the cold mountainous regions of Europe and Asia. A natural testosterone booster and, very important, a very powerful antioxidant, which most don't know about. Eurycoma longifolia is a tall, slender, evergreen shrub tree commonly found in Southeast Asia. Malaysian men have been using it to improve their sexual abilities and virility for centuries. So on top of enabling your body to produce growth hormones, it also helps you achieve long-lasting erections, practically on demand. Now, what most scientists don't know about this plant is that it's also, once again, a very powerful antioxidant and reduces inflammation found on the colonic level. Piperine, another powerful antioxidant and testosterone booster in Gromax Pro, which also improves your metabolism, improves your immune system, and boosts your memory. Now, all these ingredients are specifically designed to work on all levels, so you can rapidly start growing your manhood and enjoy all the other benefits like getting rock-hard erections, losing some of the belly fat, and even restoring some of the lost hair. Taking these ingredients in this exact quantity gives your body exactly what it needs to flush out this endotoxin and allows your brain to finally send growth signals to your penis. Stage 2, your brain gets revitalized and starts producing growth hormones. Once these ingredients have been absorbed by your body, something magic happens. Your brain can finally do the job it was designed to do and signal your reproductive system to start growing your penis. This process will immediately start once your body has flushed out this toxin. Stage 3, you enjoy a big, thick, well-endowed penis, just like you deserve to have from the moment you were born. The final and most important step, the one you've been waiting for. And the best part is, once your penis gets bigger, it will stay like that for all your life. And each day when you wake up, you will look at your manhood and be proud, knowing that no matter where you go, other men will look at you with envy and other women with desperate desire. Before we move on, it's very important that you listen to this. In order for this formula to work for you, it needs to be taken into the right quantities, and that solely depends on what your goal is and a few factors such as the length and girth of your penis, your current testosterone levels, and the amount in which this chemical is found in your blood. Now, based on a test our partnering labs made on 2,340 men, while measuring the levels of this dangerous chemical, for most of them it was shockingly high. So our safe response to this is, don't risk it and make sure you kill this toxin dead in its tracks so you can finally grow your manhood. And after seeing the results of 88,972 men, for people who suffer from heavy penis shrinkage based on their blood oxygenation, testosterone, and toxin levels, we recommend taking at least 3 bottles of Gromax Pro through a period of 60 days. And if you want to be completely safe and don't take any chances, then we recommend at least 6 bottles or more, enough for a period of 90 days. This way you will be absolutely sure your penis can finally achieve its length, girth, and strength. 88,972 men and counting from all over the world have enjoyed the powerful benefits of this formula.
When my wife saw my new penis, she thought I had surgery. She just couldn't believe her eyes how big my manhood is now. But it was no surgery, no pumps, no pills, just your natural solution marked 2.9 inches bigger. And it's only been a few days. This is incredible.
This program saved my marriage. My wife and I have never been happier, and she looks incredibly satisfied every time she looks down there. So I don't think I could ever thank you enough.
These men are getting their lives back, and all it takes is 2 pills a day. By now, you're probably wondering how much this program is going to cost you. Let me turn that question back to you. How much would you pay for a solution that makes any woman, not just your spouse, literally worship your manhood? That gives you the ability and confidence to satisfy women like no other man has done it in their entire life. And finally, sets you free from the question you've been asking yourself your entire life. Is my penis big enough? Because once you've tried the solution, you'll be able to increase your penis size by 2, 3, and even 4 inches in just a few short weeks. Without any pills, without any pumps, and absolutely without any risky surgery. Think about it. Would you pay $500? $1,000? Personally, I would pay more. Any sane man would. This is your self-esteem, your confidence as a man that we are talking about. So, could I charge that much? Absolutely, and I'd have people lining up. But the truth is, I'm not here for the money. I already made my money. I'm here to make a difference. And to put an end to all the shame and frustration that many other men out there suffer from every time they have to take their pants off in the bedroom. Is she going to laugh at me? Is she going to joke with her friends about what she saw? All these questions will end, together with the idea that you've ever had a penis that's not big enough for her. And that's all that mattered to me when I set the price for this formula. Even though everyone is telling me that it's easily a $497 solution, I decided that if I charge that much, a lot of men out there will miss out. So I considered $197 for the full protocol, but that seemed too much, especially in today's economy. And then it occurred to me that I could do something way different. I asked a friend of mine to tell me how much running the website, spreading the word, and hiring a stellar customer service team would cost me, and to put an extra something on top just to be able to cover all my previous research expenses. So after crunching the numbers, I decided that the best natural solution to increase your penis size by 2 to 4 inches in just a few weeks is only $69. And I'm going to do something even better. Our manufacturing partner gave us permission to offer a discount on the 6-bottle package of GrowMax Pro. You can get them for only $49 per bottle, and you also get free shipping for as long as the supply lasts. Once we run out of stock, which will probably happen very soon, we won't be able to offer any more discounts. So make the right decision and click on the 6-bottle package or any other package you want and secure your GrowMax Pro order now. Once you fill the form and complete your order, we'll immediately start preparing your package and rush it to your door. Now, this formula is about to turn your life around and make you the man that women only salivate after in porn movies. And this may seem a little shocking to you. I understand that. After all, the multi-billion-dollar male enhancement moguls have been preying on you since the day you first set foot on their websites. They've been willingly lying to you that your problem is no other solution than dangerous surgeries or expensive pills and pumps. Because if there weren't people like me and you to fill their pockets, how could they afford those fancy vacations bought with our pain and misery? So let me change that around right now. When you secure your order today, you will also get something that I call the Love It or Leave It 60-day no questions asked money-back guarantee. It works like this. You get your hands on this amazing formula, experience the same results as tens of thousands of men before you did, and if for any reason you are not satisfied with the results, you get all your money back, no questions asked. Even if you got 4.2 inches more and you wanted 4.3 inches, and you're not satisfied with that, just shoot me an email and we'll refund every penny you invested in this program, even if it's 1 in the morning. Our customer service works around the clock. You just check a box and the money is back in your account within 24 hours. I take your trust in me very seriously. I will make sure you succeed. That's why I decided to hire a top customer service team and personally train them myself to answer any questions you may have. Go ahead, secure your package and ask them anything worry-free. Because your privacy and identity are 100% protected, we work with one of the top firms in the country to do background checks on each one of them. We are coming to an end here, and you'll have to make a decision. Soon, this offer might be gone forever. We'll be forced to do this once the male enhancement fat cats knock on our door. I guarantee you, they're using every trick in the book to shut this website down. Think it won't happen? There is a reason why all major research studies have been halted over the years. They just don't want your problem to be solved. Because if it's solved, there's no one to buy their snake oil again. The way I see it now, you have a choice to make. You can do nothing, and every time she puts her hands down there, wonder if your penis is big enough to satisfy her. You lose every shred of confidence that you ever had in yourself. Let insecurity take over your life and ruin every relationship you'll ever have. Sure, you could go down this road. Or you can choose to join 88,972 men and counting who now have a bigger, stronger, firmer manhood without any pills, pumps, or surgery. You've heard their stories. You've heard them saying how well this program has worked for them. In my opinion, you deserve to be part of this. A strong, confident man that makes any woman's eyes light up every time she sees what's down there. A stand-up guy that can get any woman he wants at any time, knowing that every time you're alone with her in the bedroom, her parents' house, or the club toilet, you will rock her world. because that's the type of man this program turns you into. And it all starts with one simple click. So go ahead, select the 3-bottle package or any other package you want. Secure your order, and I'll see you on the other side. This is the single most powerful method that will give you the life you've always dreamed of for 3 main reasons. It gets to the root of the problem. It's all natural and easy. A complete 100% natural formula to increase your penis size by up to 4.6 inches in less than a few weeks, without any dangerous pumps or life-threatening surgery. And I must admit, this comes with certain side effects. 96% of the tens of thousands of men who already use GrowMax Pro noticed their erections were getting stronger and harder and happening a lot more often than usual. That's one of the many extra benefits of GrowMax Pro. So now it's time to ask yourself, next time you meet a woman that you really like, or you want to get busy with your wife or girlfriend, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the shy, anxious guy that deep down knows no matter how much he'll try it will never be good enough? Or do you want women to worship your penis? And these dreams aren't dreams at all, because the results are there, and you've seen the testimony of all these people. Yes, this is real, and it's really happening. A new life is about to begin for you, bigger and better than anything you've experienced before, and you will succeed no matter what. And if at any moment you have questions about the solution or anything else related to it, we have an eager and knowledgeable support staff who is standing by 24/7 to answer. Still here? Sometimes the only reason why folks haven't made a decision yet is because they still have some questions that need to be answered. Let me do that right now. Question number 1. How does GrowMax Pro work? Unlike any other product on the market, GrowMax Pro goes directly to the root cause of what's been stopping you from growing your penis. This is called brain malabsorption of critical nutrients that stop your body from releasing the penis growth hormone. By using specific chemical compounds in the right quantities, you can get your brain in good shape again. Once this brain malabsorption is fixed, it will enable your brain to send growth signals to your reproductive system so that your penis can finally start the growing process. This also comes with a few side benefits. It will give you harder, long-lasting erections. You will be more energized. You'll become more focused and even be able to get firmer body muscles. Question number 2. How come I haven't heard of this solution before? The scientific studies that led to this solution were halted before they could see the light of the day because the multi-billion-dollar male enhancement industry is more interested in making more money off your back than fixing your problem. By making a solution like this public, it would mean there would be nothing further for them to sell you, and that would be very bad for their bottom lines. When Dr. Meyers and I made this formula public, they called and threatened us because for them, a customer lost means less money to line their pockets. That's why you need to get your hands on GrowMax Pro while this site is still up. Tomorrow when you come back, it might be gone forever. So go ahead, select one of the packages below and secure your order now. Question number 3, is GrowMax Pro for anyone? Yes. GrowMax Pro has been proven to work for men of all ages. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80 years old, and no matter the size of your manhood. There are no side effects. It does not interfere with any medication or diet. It just offers guaranteed results. This formula also works for anyone who's been suffering from erectile dysfunction or low hormone levels. In fact, we have many men saying that after taking GrowMax Pro, they can now sustain long-lasting erections almost on demand. Question number 4, will anyone know what I ordered? Absolutely not. We value our customers' privacy. That's why no one will ever know what's inside your package. So when you order GrowMax Pro risk-free, you can rest assured that it will be shipped to your location in total and absolute privacy. Question number 5, I'm in. What's next? Go ahead and choose your package below. Fill the form on the next page and we'll immediately start preparing your order. The entire process is very easy to follow, and you can call us at any time if you have any questions. It will arrive between 3 to 7 days from now, and no one will know what's inside, so you can start experiencing amazing results like tens of thousands of other men did before you did. And there is absolutely no risk because you are protected by a 60-day no questions asked money-back guarantee. Go ahead and click the order button below. Do it now. Get your hands on GrowMax Pro and start your explosive penis growth. Have more questions? Once you take action now and get to the other side, almost all of them will be immediately answered. And the best part is, it costs you nothing to get inside, since you are covered by our love it or leave it 60-day no questions asked money-back guarantee. So hit the buy button now and secure your order. Oh, and about the other few questions that we might not answer? For those, we have a team of experts standing by and waiting to give you all the support you need. Feel free to ask them anything you want about penis enlargement, this program, your order, or anything else. We will provide you a friendly and satisfying response in 12 hours or less. So, the GrowMax Pro protocol is just a few seconds away right now. I've been through a lot so that you can get your hands on this, and I'm basically giving it away to you. It should be the easiest decision you ever made in your life, but you need to make it now. I can't do it for you. I can only show you the results. You've seen them. You've seen all those men. Tell me if you're not at least intrigued. I would be if I were you. So things are very simple right now. Push the button now and give your woman the best sex she's ever had in her life. Make her worship your manhood. Do it now. Claim what's yours. Your new life is about to begin. Don't throw it away. And if you don't make a decision now and secure your order, tomorrow might be too late. Because when you come back, this video could be gone. And I warned you this might happen. But deep down, you know this is for you and for any man that wants a better life. And you know that if you don't take action now, you let all the frustration and deception win. And you don't want that. I know you don't. Especially since you can get this program for free. All you need to say is maybe. And it starts with a click of a button.